feel like shining, and you feel like you're loose. Well, what you gonna play? Better know, and you better plan. Better plan all day, better plan all week, better plan all month, better plan all year. And there's a white cloud putting on your act. It's the only time all year you'll ever admit that. I can see your eyes, I can see your brain, that nothing's changed. I can see your eyes, I can see your brain, that nothing's changed. Because you're hiding in a mask, taking fun seriously. No, don't blow this his chance. Tomorrow, your mold goes back on. After Halloween, after Halloween. Hey! You go to work today, you'll go to work tomorrow. Shit face tonight, you'll break about it for months. Remember what I did, remember what I was back on Halloween. But what's in between? Where are your ideas? You sit around and dream for next Halloween. Why not every day? Are you so afraid? What will people say? Why not every day? Are you so afraid? What will people say? After Halloween, after Halloween, after Halloween. Because your role is planned for you. There's nothing you can do but stop and think it's true. But what will the boss say to you? And what will your girlfriend say to you? And the people out on the street, they might glare at you. And what do you know? You're pretty self-conscious too. So you run back and stop yourself and let your business tattoos. Only at night to score if you have a uniform exhumed. Why don't you take your social regulation, shove them up your ass? Why don't you take your social regulation, shove them up your ass? Why don't you take your social regulations and shove them up your ass?
In these crazy times, the world just needs a hero to help cut through all the noise.
Well, now you have Boo.
What is so funny? Did I miss the joke? I must have missed the joke. Oh, there'll be plenty more. Good evening, afternoon, and twilight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and ghouls. Welcome to Geek Out, Freak Out. This is episode 198 of the Heroes of Noise, and we bring you nothing but terror and fright and frustration sometimes, because this show's probably gonna be mediocre. How's everybody doing? With me is the one, the only, Dr. Frankensteve, Steve Bludson. Hello, Stephen. How are you, sir?
How are you doing, sir? I'm feeling fantastic. I'm feeling like we almost did this before. It feels like I've known you already.
This is like deja vu, no?
Very much so.
Well, it's funny when you're recording for half an hour, 39 minutes to be exact, and suddenly you look and there's only been 4 seconds recorded. It's not fun. It's frustrating. I told you it'd be frustrating.
Dan, what if a ghost?
Maybe it was something supernatural. Steve, did something kill the signal? I felt better, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a rough week for me. I think I got the COVID, Steve.
From where, Dan?
Hold on. Let me step out of my cave. It's much too echoey. And I'll lose the accent too. Hi, everyone. What's going on? It's your buddy Dan. I'm just kidding. Van Panathan, he's not real. Yeah, Steve, I think I got sick, buddy. We went to the Halloween Horror Nights last week. A couple days ago, I woke up and I was not feeling A-okay. And it continues. It continues today. It's going to make it very hard for me to talk like this. I can already hear the difference. It sounds like two different people, two different Van Panathans.
I will say this. You are being a good sport because prior to this, you blazed your voice out, and now you're doing it again. It is so appreciated by the listeners, especially.
Yeah, you guys really, really have to say thank you. Write me a letter, not an actual email, a letter, handwritten letter saying thank you, Dan, for being a good sport. I'm just kidding. I feel like shit, but we're gonna get through this. I promise.
And I hope it's not COVID, but if it is, you're doing well, a lot better than.
Well, Steve, I've got my triple stab, so I think I'm gonna be okay.
You got the trip stab? Ooh, wee!
I don't really think you can fuck with me now.
I think
the crip stab.
I only have 2, so maybe I should get that trip.
Just go get the trip. I walked in. I said, "They're like, what are you doing? How you doing, Dan? Haven't seen you for a while. You've been." I said, "I've been on leave. I got surgery." They're like, "Oh, cool. What's wrong with your voice?" I said, "Oh no, I think I got sick at Halloween Horror Nights." But anyway, speaking of sick, can you give me the trip stab? And they said, "Sure. 1 trip stab." Carl, bring the trip stab. And then I got stabbed in the triply stabbed. Sorry, Steve.
And you're doing okay?
I don't know.
Oh, no, this was a long
I'm not
time
even
ago.
making sense at this point.
No, I forgot. This is a long time ago. A lot of people are...
I don't know. I'm just babbling. I feel like shit. I don't even know what day it is anymore, Steve. I feel terrible today. Happy Halloween, everyone.
It's 3 days from Halloween, Dan.
Or is it Halloween because I'm putting it out on Halloween?
Happy
Halloween
tonight.
It's going to be a long episode.
Dan, you know what? Are you on... did you take anything for your sickness?
No, I haven't taken anything. I probably should have, but...
You probably should have taken something for it, bro.
Well, I was really hoping you were going to be understand. I know you can. So Steve has good reason for not being able to, but I was really hoping he was going to be like, we'll just do it tomorrow or the next day. Unfortunately, this man is busy. He's in high demand. So today is the day we had to do it. Otherwise, I would have probably prepared a little bit more. I just thought you were going to be like, no problem.
Well, here's the funny part. I know what's going to cheer you up.
What's that?
We're going to freak you out.
Are you going to geek me out too? Because this is the Geek Out Freak Out.
We're going to do...
Before we geek out and freak out, Steve, I just want to say one more thing. My apologies. There was a podcast that I was supposed to be on this week, and I made commitment, and I woke up feeling like shit the other day. And just trust me, you're going to hear, this is me feeling better than then. So I think it's a good idea that I probably didn't record. But you know who you are. I am very sorry that I missed your show. I'm sure it was still fantastic. All right, Steve, go ahead.
You're not gonna tell them it's just Joe Rogan? You're just going to leave it alone?
Actually, I was going on Marjorie Taylor Greene's podcast.
Oi!
Yeah.
He went deep.
It's called Pod Craze. I don't know what it's called.
Damn,
it's called We're Fucked. It's called the We're Fucked Show.
Here's the question, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay enough to get cheered up in going through your favorite Halloween movies for the last year?
You're goddamn right I am, Steve. I love it. There's something about this particular year. It was weird. I did this weird shift where normally I'm watching a shit ton of movies throughout the year, and I still did. But I listened to some of our peers talking about some of the other podcasters that we listen to talking about the number of movies they've watched on, the keeping track on Letterboxd and stuff. You know who I'm looking at you, Slaughter. I'm looking at you, and I'm also looking at the guys over at C. I'm looking at pretty much everyone. All y'all how the hell are you all in good shape? That's what I don't understand. Because honestly, someone was like, I watched 172 movies this year. That's a lot of fucking movies. That is a lot of ass in the seats right there.
Yeah. And I'm sure Steve gave everything a 10, which is a plus.
Guys, you'll be happy to know that every movie is good this year. Every single one of them. Starting with Drive My Car. I recommend start there. It only gets better.
Here we go.
It only gets better.
Was that this year or last year?
It felt like it was 1976, but I think it was this year.
You're kind of a hater a little bit.
Horrible movie. God.
Dude.
But it was great, really. It was great. It was great. Fuck off.
It was a life changer, dude.
Yeah, whatever. Changed my life for the worst.
Oh, it was last year.
It wasn't.
2021.
No, it was this year.
2021.
There's no fucking way that was last year.
Serious. 2021, dude.
No, but I think it came out in 2021, but like we didn't get it until because it came on HBO in 2022.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure.
Oh, I am looking at it, and I think I saw it fairly immediately.
No, you watched it for a podcast.
I don't think so. I think I immediately was like, I'm going to drive my car to see this movie.
Spoilers, on that podcast, everyone gave it a 10 except me.
No, I don't. I think one person also didn't really dig it. They put right down the middle.
I think it was Amanda. She was just being nice, though. She was like,
And
it's
then Dan was
fine.
like, he said, it's the bane of my existence.
I've seen better film on teeth, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I said.
Wow. Have you seen a better film on teeth?
I don't know.
You were looking really close.
You're really just fucking up the whole thing, honestly.
All right, Dan, here we go. Let's go down the list. And I'm not going to
Don't make me think harder than I need to today, Steve.
I'm not going to even, I don't even know if I'm going to bring up a movie that I love that you hated. I don't know if I'm going to do it this time.
Come on now. Come on.
No.
Give it to me. Come on.
All right.
This is a retrospective.
Terrifier 2, claws up, claws down.
Oh, definitely claws up, sir. High claws up.
High. Okay.
It depends. Are we talking about a certain element of the story? Are we talking about how
whole
this one
movie.
particular? I'm giving it a high claws up for several reasons. We could talk about it later, or we can talk about it now if you want. But I will definitely tell you that this is a high claws up.
Okay, talk about it now, Dan. Why?
I will say that it's probably the most fun I've had in a movie theater.
Oh, that's interesting.
It took 2 tries though for that. The first time was miserable because we had these loud teenagers and they were they just wouldn't shut up. And like, I don't know what like the theater expects to do when they send in like a 15-year-old. She was like this little Asian girl, like tiny, like, 5'1", into a movie theater with a bunch of rowdy people to get them to shut up. It's not going to happen. So that particular time it was rough. I made it through because I thought we were going to talk about it like, within a day or so. We didn't end up doing that. I'm not going to say why, Steve Hudson. But then I went back again. And it was just a much better experience. The crowd was just so much more into it. Everyone gasped when they're supposed to gasp, or oohed, or grossed out, or whatever. But I think that this one gets such a high claws up for me because it went from this independent film, which is still crazy and just off the hook good, but the acting is just really piss poor in this one. In the first one, it's just really, really bad. They just scraping the bottom of the barrel for the actors.
Yeah.
They definitely amped up their acting in this one to some degree. I think I would disagree when it comes to the mom. The mom was not good, but other than that, the acting was way better. And maybe the kid wasn't great either. You know what? Let's just stick with what's her name, Lauren Lavera, who is the final girl named Sienna in this. She's actually the star of this movie. But they just took everything and they amped it up, and they actually, you could tell that the budget is there. You can tell that they were trying harder on this one. And even though they really couldn't, in my opinion, top the main gross out kill that was in Terrifier 1, I think they did a good job trying. So yeah, all the way around, it was just fun. I loved watching people walk out of this movie. I was hearing reports of people throwing up, which I saw nothing like that. I saw no fainting. I think I don't want to say it's marketing hype, but I do think it's a bit of a hyperbole. But I did see people walking out and just going, and even crazier, people with kids that are like 4 years old in there that did not walk out of the movie. Blows my mind what people's thresholds are. But high claws up.
High claws up, no less.
Yeah. Am I babbling, bro? Because I just feel
you're
like
not.
shit
No,
today.
you're good. You're good.
I feel like I'm babbling just for the record. But all right, let's go on.
Why would you say that, Dan?
Because my head is full of fog today, Steve. Okay. Spooky fog.
I enjoyed the movie too, man. I thought it was.
You did really?
I thought it was good.
Okay, well let's just talk about it real quick because I want to hear a little something. I don't want to hear I enjoyed the movie, it was good. I want to know what you thought about it because you were the person that turned me on to Terrifier in the first place and told me, dude, you have to watch this movie. Stop whatever you're doing and watch this movie, which was Terrifier 1. So here we are, several years later, 3 years later because of COVID. And like I said, they've stepped up their game, their budget, which was $250,000, Steve. They have turned that into over $5.2 million in just a matter of a few weeks. And it's going for the 4th week in theaters all the way to Halloween. That is unheard of for an independent horror movie.
Absolutely.
It might be the first time something like this has happened. I could be wrong. Don't quote me.
Paranormal Activity.
That's true. And maybe Blair Witch.
Yeah, they made.
But did they make that kind of money?
Yeah, remember
Paranormal Activity probably made more now that I'm
and
thinking
then
about
Blair
it.
Witch made a grip.
Well, you know what? Fuck them, Steve. We're talking about Terrorizer too. You know, fuck those guys and their success. I have no facts that they have. There's no notes in front of me. I just want to get back in bed and go to sleep.
I totally
but, hey,
get it.
But no, I loved it. But anyway, tell me a little bit more about it, man. Did you think art was better this time? What did you think of the acting, the kills?
Okay, so when I first when I started watching the movie, I thought maybe it's going to be a lightning in a bottle, which is fine because the first movie, I thought maybe it was just lightning in a bottle and they can't really recreate it. I do believe that they were able to still do well, no question. They did a good job. He's a fun clown. There's a lot of genius things the director is doing. I just think that it was 40 minutes too long.
Yes, that's the only.
Dude.
That's the only critique that I will give this movie because I think that it did exactly what it wanted to do as far as the gross outs and everything else. But yeah, they went way too long, easily 40 minutes because the movie clocks in at what is it, 2 hours and 20 minutes or something like that.
It was ridiculous. Like
I was getting into like Marvel movie time with these movies.
Yeah, and I was like done at a certain point, and I said, in this movie, there is a genius movie.
Yeah,
in here,
it needs to be edited.
Bingo. Someone needs to be like, we don't need this, we don't need that, we don't need this, and it's a genius movie in there somewhere.
Let me ask you, Steve, if you could take out one scene just off the top of your head, what scene would it be? Sorry if you haven't seen it, folks.
Oh boy. I would say
I immediately know the scene for me.
A lot of stuff with the kid would be taken out.
That kid might as well just have a neon sign pointing at him saying puberty. Jesus Christ. That kid was going through some serious puberty during that movie.
I was like, dude.
He was all neck and dick. That's all that kid was.
Yeah.
That's all. Just lanky. His neck was like 3 feet tall. He was a mess.
Yeah, I could have done. I was like, what is the point of this kid? And then they don't even really. What was the point of the dad? Like they had the storyline of her dad driving into an electric pole. I'm like, oh, that was pointless.
Yeah. See, the thing is, again, well, not really again, but well, maybe again because we're re-recording. But what I was going to say is that there are certain plot points in Terrifier 2 that really don't need to be there whatsoever. The dad being one of them. Like, I guess we could talk a little critique about it if you want to.
Yeah,
for instance, like the dad, the magic sword.
Yeah, what was the point of it?
Yeah, that's a critique. That's definitely it. Probably.
And I turned it off, being like, and also I will.
You mean you walked out of the theater?
No, I walked out of the theater, and I think the problem happened.
Yeah,
because I walked from that theater into Barbarian.
You did a double feature,
and the gap between the two.
We talking about your teeth now, or what are we talking about?
Very. Badoom.
I'm sorry. I got. Hold on.
There we go. I hope you're pleased with yourself, man. But it was I was like, unfortunately, it really put a spotlight on what you can do to make. Yeah. But again, this is a guy that's he's just starting.
Yeah.
He's just starting this. And I think, honestly, all that being said, Art the Clown is the best monster as of late that we have.
I was going to ask you if you still feel that way.
Oh, for sure. There's no one that's as good as he.
He's iconic, right? Like, he's not iconic yet, but he's on his way to being iconic. And I think that that's only going to increase because I guarantee you, with the money they made on this movie, that there's going to be a Terrifier 3. I always want to say Terrifier 3. Oh,
and the thing is, he's so. The only thing I hope for the life of me that, because you know how Freddy, you could see Robert Englund in Freddy.
Yeah,
you could see Robert Englund in Freddy. And he was able to kind of branch off into other things. David Howard Thornton, I can't see him in Terrifier. So I hope he's able to also do other things because, be like, oh, but I'm Terrifier the Clown, I do that thing. So I hope he's able to branch off into other stuff and not just be pigeonholed as this clown.
Art the Clown, Steve, not Terrifier the Clown.
Oh yeah. I mean, Art the Clown. I hope he's not pigeonholed. I don't think he will be, but you know how things happen. Again, like Robert Englund, you see his face in.
What did you think of the little girl?
The little girl. Oh, I thought she was fantastic.
She's pretty scary.
She was really, and when they made her eyes glow, loved it.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened right when we first are introduced to her in the laundromat. She's sitting there. She smiles at Art. Art smiles back. And suddenly a big puddle of dark stuff just shows up underneath her. Now, where was that coming from?
You know.
Was it poo?
Uh-huh.
Was it from the other? I don't know.
It was.
And why was it there and what was it? Is it just straight up for Geek Out? Geek Out. Gross Out?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. So did she shit herself? Is that what we're supposed to think?
I do believe so.
Yeah, I think she should. I'm going to go with that just because it's a little girl. I believe she pooped herself, ladies and gentlemen.
And I was like, I just thought, oh, what a great, gross way to introduce this girl. And I also like how Art the Clown is obviously, it's obvious after the first movie that he is not, they did the same thing with, that they kind of did with Michael Myers, where it's just like, oh, by the way, this guy isn't human. Just to let you guys know off the jump, he's not a human being. So that really gives him a big leap where it's like, all right, now when people try to kill him, it's not going to be a big deal because we're like, well, he's not human. I didn't especially dig the post-credit sequence. Post-credit sequences are supposed to be a minute or so, 2 minutes maybe. That was like, oh, we're getting another 10 minutes, huh? Cool.
With Chris Jericho.
Oh, I didn't know that was Chris Jericho.
Yeah, the nurse.
He was good.
Or the orderly or whatever you want to call him. Yeah.
Eating the eyeballs.
Yeah.
But it was but then at the end I was like, what does this even mean? I don't know what it means though.
I could really we won't have to worry anymore about her, but the mom I just thought was not a good choice in casting. Like
I thought she was a classic 80s mom.
And I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. But
that's what she was like. Yeah, that's what she was doing to me.
Her internal monologue was just dumb, and I don't know. She bugged me the most actually. But I think the scene that I would get rid of in that movie was the dream sequence with the clowns, the clown cafe. You know what I'm talking about? Where all the kids were swinging and she was eating cereal.
All about that.
Exactly, because it was.
Wait, all of them you would get rid of every single one of those, or just
that particular first dream sequence where they're singing the song about the clown cafe and everything. I
like the clown cafe song.
And then she did this weird line because it's a dream sequence. She wakes up and then she's at school the next day, and her friend is like saying something about like having breakfast, and her line is, "Can we not talk about cereal?" Bitch, what? That's what I would have said. What?
In the world are you talking about?
The fuck are you talking about?
And then was she dead at the end and then was
by the magic sword?
What the hell?
I don't know. But see, the thing is with Terrifiers, I'm willing to overlook that kind of stuff because I'm not there for a huge plot.
And I
appreciate it.
I normally am.
Normally I am too, but that's the thing. It's like if I was going to critique this thing without having a real plot, we have no explanation as to how Art wakes up, if he was ever dead, what woke him up. Like none of this stuff is there. It's just screen, lights go out, screen goes on, and it's go time pretty much for like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
But again, I will say that all in all, total thumbs up. I really enjoyed it. He's about to be, turns out David Howard Thornton's about to be in the new Night of the Living Dead 2 in 2023. I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, good for him.
I love my zombies, bro.
We almost got a chance to talk to that guy, man. We got so close. I had an interview lined up. We were supposed to go to Sacramento to some horror festival to meet with him. And then for whatever reason, it all fell through. But Art was waiting for us, man.
Congratulations to him. I'm looking forward to it. But I all in all, I did like it. It's just I went into another movie immediately afterwards.
What's your rating?
I'm going to give it man, because there were moments where I was just like, that is one of the creepiest things I've ever seen on screen. and it has nothing to do with blood. It's him realizing someone's behind him, maybe. Where he just stops and he looks around. I'm like, dude, that is creepy.
Yeah.
Where you think you're hiding from him and all of a sudden he's like, oh, you're here. Hi. I'm like, wow, that's a freaking unsettling look. Go ahead.
I was going to interrupt you, but I'll wait until you say your
No, go ahead.
Well, then it's going to throw you off. But okay, I was going to say, how about her friend that she went to the party with? Did that girl is she not like, it's like you took Reese Witherspoon and what's her name? Catherine Hahn, and you like force their heads together. That's what you would get.
Oh, I didn't even think about Catherine. She does have a Catherine Hahn thing.
Yeah, there's definitely a Catherine Hahn Reese Witherspoon. Did you get the Reese Witherspoon out of that?
I didn't. I got Catherine Hahn though.
Just Catherine Hahn, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, she's definitely. It's like if you just push their heads together, and that's what you would get.
That was a great kill.
Of course.
All of the kills were good. Nothing was like inducing someone to leave the theater though.
Yeah, I don't understand why people were leaving, but hey, it made the theater quieter, so that was good.
I don't think none of the kills were for me as unsettling as like, remember on Halloween when he was just pinning that guy to the cutting board table?
Yeah.
With a bunch. I was like, this is really like, wow.
Well, you know what it is I think that the budget's still not there. Give this man twice the budget that he had for the next one. Damien Leone's who I'm talking about. Give him twice the budget, and I think that he can actually come up. Like, they're great kills, but they look like 80s kills.
Yeah,
maybe that's what the style he's going for.
I don't know if you should give him more money.
We don't want him getting into CGI territory.
Yeah,
too much.
Keep the same, and then every time he makes it for $300,000 or $250,000, he's going to keep making more money.
Yeah, and cheaper practical effects didn't seem to harm the profit for this movie.
Not at all.
So yeah, you know what? You're right. Keep it the same. What did you give it?
I gave it. I haven't done it yet. Ooh, man, I would have to say, you know what? I'm gonna give it a 3 flat. 3 out of 5 chopped off limbs.
All right. I'll go a little bit higher. I'm gonna go 3.5 out of 5 returned eyeballs.
I love that.
Yeah, and the reason I'm going a little bit higher is, again, this movie should not be as successful as it was. And you know, really you did put it into perspective that. And it's funny. I think we were talking. I'm super foggy because I don't feel good. But we also had this conversation a few minutes ago when we lost our recording. So forgive me if I'm mixing things up here. But I just think that, you know what? Fuck it. I can't even remember now.
You know who I think is the star of this
Jesus
movie?
Christ, I'm going to die, everyone. Huh?
You know who the star of this movie is?
Yeah.
Of all the
Lauren
movies.
Lavera.
I disagree. I think
you didn't
the
like
star
her?
I thought she was good, but I'm saying like not the star. I think the key to the success, whoever drew art's concept, whoever that artist was, is the star.
That created Scary Clown?
That Scary Clown specifically.
Yeah.
Whoever did that concept and then put it on a face, that person, I mean, I don't think they're tripping like I should be getting but they really should be. Because that look is all you need, dude. Art the Clown is so specific that now people are walking around with that costume, dude.
Guess who's going to have an Art the Clown jack-o'-lantern this year?
You?
Yes, sir.
How did you do that?
I bought a stencil, and I have this fake pumpkin that you can carve, so we can keep it for years. I'm going to do Art the Clown.
Well, look at you.
You know, I like to stay artistic when I can.
I'm going to, you know what? I will say that one success they had is if I saw an Art the Clown, if a person was skinny, I don't know how tall David Thornton is, but if a guy was walking down the street in that outfit, I would be unsettled. I'd be very unsettled.
Sure. I would cross the street.
Oh, I do have a nitpick.
Okay. What's the nitpick, bro?
All right, folks, let me give you a little clue into Black life.
We're talking about the Halloween shop.
Yes.
Okay.
There is no way in that situation that he stays in that shop.
No. He wouldn't have been like, he wouldn't have put his chest out either when Buddy was doing the crazy stairs and honking his horn and shit.
He would have smelled it. He would have been like, oh, I smell crazy. I know what crazy smells like.
He would have given her the wings. Just take the wings. Get the fuck out. I'm getting out.
I'm out. You want to come with me?
You want to lock? Here's the keys. Lock the door.
But there's just no. When I watched it, I was like, bro, you and I both know. I'm surprised you didn't wink at the camera. Be like, yeah, well, you know, we would have been we would have been outie. But other than, dude, I really believe that this guy, this director, a matter of fact, let me look at what he's doing next. I'm very curious as to what.
I don't. This is so new. I don't think he's doing anything next. I think he is just flying high on the wings of Terrifier 2 right now. And if he's smart, he'll get on Terrifier 3.
Let's see here. Damien Leone. What are you doing next?
Who was named after Damien of the Omen, by the way. Like, this dude was made to make horror movies.
He did the makeup for it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's kind of like
man.
Oh God, what's his name? Is it Kostansky? The dude that did Psycho Gorman. Like, they take that same approach.
That's really smart.
Yeah, man. Their makeup. They're just, you know what? You're going to keep the cost down. Doing it all yourself. Now he gets to keep, well, he has to share it with the crew, of course, but you're going to, at least by the end of the weekend, probably a nice $6 million. And that's even before it hits digital, dude. This movie's going to kill when it gets digital. No pun intended.
I think, number one, I would love to talk to him about the business situation, because how much did the person's, the distribution company ask for? Like, how many points did they want in order to put it out into full release? And because they smelled it coming, So they're like, okay, we'll do it for this much. You're like, okay, fine, I won't make that much. And they're like, wrong again. Thank you for that, Skrilla. Appreciate it. But either way, he's about to, you're right. It just came out. So he's only doing, he does makeup in a lot of other movies, but it looks like, I really believe that his next one is going, I hope he doesn't do, there's only one thing I don't want his next movie to be. Terrifier 3.
I think that's going to happen, dude. I have a feeling you need to brace yourself for that.
He needs to do just because I wonder, maybe Wes Craven went through a series too. Maybe he's like, I did a whole bunch of years where I just did, Nightmare on Elm Street 1, 2, 3. Like, maybe he did that too. But I think it's a smart thing to be like, I'm at least going to write something else for someone else, so that people see, okay, that's not all he does.
From the writer that brought you this other scary movie comes Terrifier 3.
Oh, yeah.
You need something in between. You're right. A little cushion.
Oh, nope. You're, Wes Craven definitely did not do, I did not know Wes Craven did Vampire in Brooklyn.
Really? That's interesting.
He did that.
Eddie Murphy, Vampire in Brooklyn. God damn it. I remember he said that in the movie. That's about the only thing I remember.
He said it so weird too.
God damn it.
He's like, shut the F up. Like, okay. But I think, man, I look forward to whatever Damien Leone does next. Congratulations.
Bring it, sir.
More power. All right. Okay, here we go.
It.
Let's go with Halloween Ends. Is that a claws up, claws down?
That is so claws down. And if you want to know why it's claws down, listen to our last episode. I don't even want to give it another thought. That's how much I dislike that movie.
X
is a huge, is it a huge? No, I'm going to give X a claws up. Not a huge claws up, but a claws up. And I liked its return to like the retro look. I really liked that a lot. I thought the story was compelling. I definitely didn't expect it to go where it went. And the fact that it actually branched off into a trilogy, beforehand, I think is kind of, genius. So I haven't seen Pearl yet though, but I look forward to seeing that one soon. But yes, claws up.
Nope.
It's in the title. That's a big nope for me. That's a claws down, Steve. What a letdown.
Killing me.
What a letdown. I loved the set, especially we'll talk about Halloween Horror Nights, but when we were walking around there, that was very cool to look at.
It was nice.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I can't blame it solely on Keke Palmer, but the story just wasn't compelling to me.
Hellraiser
is a claws up, sir.
Fresh.
An upgrade, if you will. It's a definite upgrade. Fresh is definitely claws up too. Got to give it up to Sebastian Stan. I did not know the man was capable of doing horror.
Yes,
but he is.
Dude.
Yeah, he was awesome in that one. Guys, if you haven't seen Fresh, it's on Hulu.
It's good.
You got to see it. It's super fun too. Like if you're not into the horror, demons and, paranormal and shit like that, you just want some good old fashioned killing, maybe a little bit of cannibalism just to pepper it up a little bit. That's the movie for you. It's really fun. It's witty, great script, great acting, just all the way around fun. Possibly one of my favorite scary movies or we'll call it a horror movie, but possibly one of my favorite horror movies this year was Fresh because it just came from out of the blue.
All right. What about Prey?
Loved Prey. Prey is also up there too, man. Just it's one of those times, and again, this might be blasphemy to some, but this is one of those times where I feel like this sequel actually improved on the original film. I think this film does that. But it's a prequel. Sorry, it's the prequel that improves on its sequel.
That's fair. Scream.
Scream was good. Scream wasn't great for me. I did appreciate the return cast and everything like that, but I didn't really think that this movie really tackled any new territory. In fact, I think that it kind of played off of the nostalgia on this one, with the exception of Jenna Ortega, she wasn't even in it that much, but she was an outstanding character, and I think that everything that they put her in these days is benefiting from it. So she's definitely the plus for me. But simply put, yeah, it's a claws up.
Studio 666.
God damn it, Steve.
I know.
Studio 666. Okay, quick
dude.
one. I think it's fun for what it is. I think that if things wouldn't have gone down the way that they did this year with the death of Taylor Hawkins, I think that this movie would have been a repeat watch for me. But I can't bring myself to rewatch this movie. I think it's funny. It's a great horror comedy. You know, it's nothing more than that. It's not going to be a movie that changes your life, and it is a movie that has band members acting to various degrees, you know what I mean? But you know what you're getting with this one. I like those movies. I miss the days of like the Beatles movies where you put the band, or Kiss, Phantom of the Park, put the band in a crazy situation and watch how it plays out. Sometimes you're not going to get great acting that way. They're musicians. They're not actors. I'm willing to forgive it for that. But the fact that Taylor Hawkins, spoilers, dies in this movie, I realized one's a murder by a paranormal, demon, and the other one, of course, was the real deal. And it's too soon for me, Steve. I can't watch it.
I understand that. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I'll give it a claws up. Okay. Yeah.
I can't believe they put Morbius as a horror movie. If y'all don't stop, I'm not going to talk about that.
I won't even. That's not a horror movie.
I refuse. Ooh.
But I will say that I liked it more than some.
I forgot Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I forgot about that.
You and I are on that island, bro. We know it's claws up. We know why it's claws up, but we're the only one that thinks it's claws up.
Dude!
I believe we're the only podcast that gave it high regard.
Absolutely. Especially when it was the end and they're just like, this is for Steve and Dan. That last car scene was for us.
Yeah.
For
if you look under where it says Steve and Dan in the credits and you look really close, there's this fine print that says, because other motherfuckers don't know.
Exactly.
That's what they just don't know.
You think you're getting away? Wrong.
I don't know what people are expecting in a horror movie, but
dude, it's perfect.
It's John Wick meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and yes, I'm here for it. Bring me another one.
Hold on, I'm about to.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
I'm about to send you a movie that we should probably watch, and it's going to make you laugh. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hold on.
You're sending it to me now?
I'm sending it to you right now.
Oh, hold on, people. Listen to my ringtone, my text tone.
This is based on Dan's life.
He's had a great text tone.
I love it.
All right, what do we got here?
It's a horror movie.
Damn. Oh, you think you're clever, huh? But we have to review this one. You're right.
We got to review it.
What'd you say? Based on my life? It's called Bitch Ass. That ain't even right, Stephen. That's not right, man.
I said, wait a minute. We haven't seen that movie.
Bitch ass. You know what we really need to do, Steve, is let's make it a point. We'll make it a Patreon episode just because you have to review a movie called Bitch Ass. Can we please, because the other one's on Tubi. Can we please, Steve?
Oh, is it on Tubi?
The one that I'm going to say is on Tubi right now.
Okay, cool.
I think it needs to be a Patreon episode. I know that, and we talk about horror all year round, but like, even though we've been going hard with October, can we please do an episode where we talk about not only Bitch Ass, but the other one that I've been dying to review, which is called Don't Fuck in the Woods?
Oh, I'm in.
Okay, that's what I want. It's Christmas already, ladies and gentlemen. You gave me my birthday present early.
Those were the tops, dude.
That's it. Yeah, man. Listen, I think that we have been spoiled by movies this year when it comes to horror, honestly.
I do believe so. I mean, for me, obviously I didn't put in Sissy because I know you didn't. I don't think you watched Sissy.
No, and I also didn't see the one about the Glorious. I didn't see that one either.
Glorious.
The Glory Hole one?
Oh, you didn't watch that? I wouldn't put it in my, obviously, I don't know if I would have put it in this, Oh, no, I forgot to ask you about Barbarian this time.
Oh, Barbarian. Come on now, G. Like that movie right there. Surprised we didn't. Well, you just watched it, so I guess that's why we didn't talk about it. I didn't want to give you any spoilers or anything. But excuse me. I have to say that there's definitely something with putting Justin Long in a horror movie, I think is what makes the movie even better. What I liked about Barbarian, though, is that I went into a movie not truly knowing what to expect. Everyone was telling me, don't go into this movie. Like, just go into it blind. Don't go into doing any research on it. Stay off Twitter, all of that stuff. And that's exactly what I did. And even though I felt like I had my groove, once the movie started, maybe 10, 20 minutes into it, I had no idea what the fuck was about to happen with this movie. And I'll call it the main antagonist, really fucking freaked me out. Like, that's nightmare inducing for me personally. Something like that particular scenario of what goes down in Barbarian is nightmare inducing.
Weesh. I mean,
So-
and yes, I've never seen Justin Long play this character, by the way.
No. I don't know if this movie, it's weird because, we forgot about Antlers. Antlers was another one that came out this year.
I thought that was 2021.
Oh, it was 2021. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, I was waiting forever for that one, but I watched it recently.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I loved it too. But I think that, I don't know. I think that Barbarian, the reason I brought up Antlers was I was going to say that Barbarian, much like Antlers, it created this atmosphere for the movie to carry, to play out through. That just felt foreign to me. It felt different than something that I've seen. This movie just had a different groove than the rest of the movies that were coming out this year. And somehow it ended up being like, although it wasn't as scary, how do I put this? It was terrifying, but not the scariest movie I've ever seen.
That's understandable.
Yes. I wouldn't want to be in that situation.
Never.
Whatsoever.
What are you talking about, dude? No.
Yeah. And the
Sister Girl killed it.
Yeah, she did. Yes, she did, Steve.
She was good, dude. She was good.
Very much so.
That was a fan. I will say, I'm glad that you didn't oversell it too. You're like, you should see it.
I didn't want to say anything.
Exactly. And when I watched it after it was over, I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
Yeah.
And also I would recommend you watching Run, Sweetheart, Run as soon as you can, because you're going to get spoiled, and you do not want to get spoiled. You want to go in totally not knowing, because there's a part in the movie where you're like, okay, this is what we're watching. So fantastic. All right, Dan, are you ready for a quiz?
God, you know what, Steve? Thank you for being like pushing this podcast forward today, because I really needed you, buddy. I'm starting to gray out again, but absolutely, I'm ready for a quiz. Do I need any kind of scary music or anything?
You do need scary music, because this one, my friend, is all true stories, except for one that I totally pulled out of my butt, and you got to figure out which one that is.
Oh,
But
nice.
All true scary stories. True! Ripped from the headlines.
Wait,
Oh, sniff.
what's going on here, Steve?
Oh, I like the chains.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I love it.
I don't know what's going on. I'm still right next to the microphone, but everything around me looks different. It's getting hot.
Oh, snap.
Who dare awaken me from my slumber?
Satan and Steve, what's up?
Who?
Bruh,
Who is this?
Steve? Fresno podcast?
Oh, the
Heroes of
podcast.
Noise?
Heroes of Noise. Hey, how you doing, buddy?
I
Nice
guess
to hear from you.
thanks for remembering me. I appreciate that.
Hey, you don't mind. I don't normally go this way, but I actually took over your buddy's body. It's 'tis the season, it's Halloween. I wanted to come out and say hello to all my beautiful little children of hell.
Dude, long time no hear from, man.
Yeah, buddy, I try not to make overuse of myself throughout the years. I feel like sometimes I get like Dave Grohl, and it's like, oh, there's Satan again. Oh, God, there's Satan again, I like to keep in the background and see how it's going. There's plenty of other people out there doing my work for me. I can just simply turn on the television and just laugh my ass off.
I have to imagine are you the one in charge of all these crazy politicians, or is that just them?
No, that's not me. I don't even
Okay,
know what the hell. I have no idea what happened there. I have no idea where it's coming from. I swear it's not me. I swear. Pull my tail.
Well, how you been, man? I know. I imagine you've been quarantining in the last 2 years. Everything been going okay? You've been staying safe? Are you?
I've been good, yeah. Just working on my next apocalypse. Can't really talk about it right now, but it's coming. It is coming real soon. You were talking about all those crazy people in politics. They are helping the plan along, but that has nothing to do with me. basically it's above my pay grade, so I can't talk about it. There's actually worse people than the Dark Lord.
Is that true?
Absolutely, yeah. We don't really talk about those kind of things, but, once a year I like to spill the tea. The hot tea.
I have questions. I mean, since we're an entertainment podcast, are there any movies that you like this year? Because nothing scares you. You're the freaking, the Prince of Darkness. Nothing scares you, but are there anything that kind of gave you a startle, Satan?
There was a movie that I watched at the beginning of the year that I thought was absolutely incredible. And everyone always wants the Dark Lord to talk about the scary movies. It makes sense. You know what I mean? I wouldn't think otherwise. I'd be like, why are you asking me that? That seems pretty straightforward. But for me, there was one movie that stuck out. It's called Drive My Car.
Hey!
Horrific.
Dude! Come on!
Horrific. Now, you gotta understand, though, it's a terrible movie, but for me, terrible's good, right? So, it's probably the worst movie that's come out in decades. Therefore, it's the best for me. Loved it.
Okay, real quick, I'm getting a text message from someone who knows you, and I don't know if this is true, so we're gonna put it on the podcast. They say your favorite movie is The Notebook?
Good God.
What is happening right now?
There's nothing more pleasing to me than seeing
Oh, come on, Satan.
Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling entangled in the rain. Genitals touching. Breast touching breast.
Okay, all right. We got it.
Wait, what? What are we talking about? I'm sorry.
We're good.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I like this. Good movie. It's good.
That's very disappointing.
You don't mind? I just whip it out here and start stroking, do you?
Oh, I don't know. Is it your tail you stroke, or do you have a?
It's actually Dan's dick. He's gonna wake up and have a surprise.
Be careful. I don't know if you got the memo, but he's sick. So I don't know if you inhabit a body, do you get sick too?
Hopefully, man. I'm bored. I need some excitement in my life. Bring it on, man. Give me a Omicron.
I mean, are you? Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. I think you're by yourself. How have you been doing being alone down there for so long? Are you okay?
It's a lonely job. There's lots of seclusion. It's a terror. You know who I feel like? I feel like a man that's just out on a desert island, and just you're not really sure what's going on. All you can do is put your bad energy out there. It's been a weird year for me, Steve. I don't normally talk about these things. I don't know if you're aware or not, Steve, but I was actually married.
Oh, shoot, really?
There was a dark lordess, if you will. And she left me. She actually became a born-again Christian. And imagine my surprise. You know what I mean?
Wow,
I mean,
bro.
you know what I mean? It's like,
She left
hey, look,
you
I'm
for
Willy
another-
Wonka. I got a chocolate factory. Look at me, I'm Willy Wonka. And my wife's like, yeah, I just like spearmint gum. I'm like, oh, you cunt. I can say the C word on here, can I? I am.
Can
Satan.
you?
I'm gonna say it. I don't know. I'm Satan. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. She was a cunt, Steve. But yeah, so now she's actually. You were talking about the politicians. It's a little embarrassing to say, but she's gone full born again Christian, and she's actually pretty big right now in the political world. Her name is Lauren Boebert.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't. That makes sense.
Yeah, well, one night I was kind of bored, and I got on the internet and I found a call girl website and spun the wheel, and that's who showed up, and we've been together ever since. It was going well. We used to sacrifice goats together and have sex in the blood and everything like that, and eat children and just all the fun stuff that you do on a Saturday night. But I guess she got bored of it, and she took Christ into her heart, and now she's doing this. So, yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer, to say the least.
I've never seen you in person. Are you a handsome lad?
I think so, but I mean, I'm biased, but I got the nice physique, I got the long hair, big giant horns. You know what they say about a guy with giant horns, right?
I don't know. What do they say?
Massive balls. Small penis, but massive balls.
Interesting.
I could fill a swimming pool with my semen, Steve, in just one shot.
Well, I mean, but you being lonely, we do have a lot of listeners, so if you want to go ahead and give your information about how to get in contact with you, I'm sure a lot of people would love to at least write letters.
Interesting. Well, I don't normally give my own contact information, but if you want to get a hold of the Dark Lord, I don't know, I guess you could kill your neighbor, possibly the children, or walk outside and sacrifice a puppy. I don't really know. I just know that I I get the message that you fucked up, and then I come to get you. So just start doing bad shit, I think. I haven't really worked that part out. Isn't it weird? I'm like 4,000 years old, Steve. Possibly 5,000, 6,000. I don't know. You lose count after a while. But I honestly have no idea how these people find me. But when they do, it's their ass.
Well, you know, Satan, it is always a pleasure talking to you. You need to keep in contact during the course of the year, though. And the fact that we haven't talked so long that you didn't know who I was, that's a problem, bro. We need to keep in
Yeah,
contact.
I'm sorry. Your voice is now that I'm hearing it, it's very familiar. You have that crazy laugh. Are you because I've been on a couple podcasts over the last couple of years, but you're the guy with the crazy laugh, right?
Thank you, man. I hope that's a good thing.
Yeah, it sounds like you got your foot caught in a bear trap or something like that, right? A really high pitched
kind
laugh.
of.
Like your balls are actually shrinking as you laugh, but then they expand back again.
And I would say that I'll see you soon. I don't think I will. You know, I hope I don't see you too
I
soon.
told you, I don't really know how people find me, but I did get an envelope in my mailbox from one Steve Hudson. Maybe it's not. I haven't opened it. Maybe it's a different Steve Hudson. I don't know. But we might be seeing each other sooner than you imagine. But tell you what, man, I got to get out of here. There's a schoolhouse full of children that I need to light on fire.
Oh.
So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to turn this back to Van Panathan. It looks like what he's calling himself here. That's fucking stupid. Wouldn't you say? Van Panathan. Who comes up with this shit?
Take care, brother.
Oh, by the way, as I'm leaving, when he wakes up, tell him I apologize for all the jizz all over his keyboard, all right?
Hello.
Alrighty, goodbye.
All right, brother.
Actually. All right, goodbye, everybody. This is the Dark Lord. Fuck off. Oh.
Dan, you just missed the interview with Satan, bro.
What are you talking about, bro?
He took over your body again.
Why is it darker in here?
Don't
It feels
turn on
like
the
I've been
light.
like recording for hours or something like that. It feels like the sun has actually shifted in the time that we've been recording. That's weird. Why is my voice all fucked up now?
Don't turn on the light and don't look at your keyboard.
Damn it, I didn't clean up from last time. I'll get some baby wipes. Sometimes I get overzealous and my Gail wasn't home yesterday. I don't think I did this though. It's still wet and goo. Anyway, Steve, what were we talking about?
Well, first of all, Prince of Darkness says hello. Sorry for using your body again.
That's great. Yeah.
He
No
does
wonder
say
my
hello.
balls felt all big. It's weird.
I know, because normally they're super small. I feel you.
Yeah, like it's weird. I don't really talk about it much, but it's true.
He says he'd like to talk to you next time, possibly.
Maybe. Okay. Well, I'm sorry I missed him.
You shouldn't be. He's the same old Prince of Darkness that we knew from back in the day. You shouldn't be.
This is ad-libbing, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Geek Out
Same
Freak
guy.
Out 4. Ooh. All right, Steve. What were you going to ask me, sir?
Are you ready for a quiz, Dan?
I am, but just before we go, Steve, we really should run through our we should run through our experience at a Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, that's right.
We'll cap it off with that. How about that?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do this quiz.
Oh, I thought we can cap it off with a quiz. Let's talk about Halloween Horror because I'll forget.
How is this a big quiz?
It's a lot of reading.
It's a lot of reading. You want to talk? You did put the work in. You want to do the quiz?
I think we should cap it off with the quiz.
Okay, all right.
We got
Steve
time.
Hudson says we're going to cap it off with the quiz. We're
Because
capping
we
it
don't
off
have
with the quiz.
much to this year of Halloween Horror Nights.
This one, yeah. Let's just do quick thoughts. We don't have to go through each house or anything. Just let's give our overall review of Halloween Horror Nights, and then we'll get to the quiz. Really quick. Let's start with you. What'd you think?
Churros were good. They made a nice little spicy margarita for me. The houses, it wasn't so much the houses weren't scary, it's the people don't know how to walk through haunted houses. And the workers kept on rushing you through, so you didn't get a chance to
that's more
get
of the
scared.
case. That's more of the case, actually. I think the people do know how to walk through. Well, most people know how to walk through the houses, but I think it was the fact that it was a sold out night. And we have people that, we're running into the last few days of Halloween Horror Nights. I think a lot of people are over it. And they're just like, move along. And you end up consequently missing a lot of the jump scares.
And Maj said even on the second night he went, he's like, they did the same thing. They rushed you through and you missed the scares.
And see, to me, that's a problem. I think that I got a survey the next day, actually, when I got home, I got a survey from Universal Studios, and it asked all these questions. And, I answered as honestly as I could. I critiqued some things, I praised some things, but I did say in the comment section, it's like, you guys have got to do something about the way that you're like, do more nights or do less people per night or something. But, because they're going to listen to me, of course, Steve, in my survey.
Well, according to Maj, I got the same survey. He's like, hey, I looked it up, and they actually legitimately read those things.
Well, I hope that they do, because they have a wonderful thing on their hands. Like, this is something that goes on every year at Universal Studios, Hollywood, as well as Florida, Orlando, I should say. And it's incredible. It's a lot of fun. The visuals are cool. I mean, if you're a horror fan, you are in the element for that shit. It's basically, it's catered to you. The food, the drinks, even the drink, like everything's themed, everything. The merchandise, it's all themed. And it's just a lot of fun. But that's the thing. I was so excited. Like when we first got there, you and I were like joyous because we're like, here we are. We're back,
Dude, Absolutely.
And I wouldn't say that the night was ruined by any length, but it's just that. That's it. That was my only complaint, was that there was so many people there.
It was back when we were walking in. It was back to back to back to back people in the main walkway.
Yeah,
back to back to back to back.
Yeah, and I don't understand it. I think that another thing that we could do and it's only going to be on a minor scale, of course, but I think another thing that they need to do is start having like an age restriction.
Yes,
because you have people there, and Steve, I'm going to say it again. A lot of public things get ruined by my people. Stop bringing all 14 of your kids that are like under 6,
dude,
to Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights.
My son said
it's just taking up.
He said someone was pushing a stroller through the last.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's truly taking up space. But these kids don't need to see some of this shit.
No, I mean,
there's nothing there on. Well, there are some visuals there. For instance, we went through the, I think it was called like Night of the Scarecrow or something like that. Or Realm of the Scarecrow.
That was
some shit like that. Scarecrow's Reign. It was the Scarecrow. And he was killing everybody with corn in these creative ways. By the way, Steve, did you see me make the white people laugh when I did the it's corn joke?
You did make, they're the exact people you were aiming for.
Yeah, I did it on purpose. It worked.
I know.
Very well.
They all giggled. I understand what he's talking, but that's me.
It wasn't. I shouldn't even said the white people, Steve. I should just take that part out here.
No, you shouldn't. They were laughing at you.
They were laughing at me. They were. In fact, I could. If they were black people, I would have said, "Just see the black people laughing at me." It was white people laughing.
We wouldn't have laughed at you though.
No, you would have been. He's dumbass. Why are you talking like that?
Or you'd be like, "It's corn." We'd be like, "Yeah, we got it.
We know, motherfucker." But again, getting back to the kids, like there's just some things kids.
So they would have looked at you like that text I sent you. They'd be like, "You deserve to be on that
bitch ass." This isn't even our best Geek Out Freak Out, Steve, but I'm having fun.
I think it is our best.
Well, I appreciate it.
Because we don't. But the thing is, we don't have any emails from people who.
I'm disappointed in that too. We asked for the ghost stories, and no one came. Maybe they just haven't had any other ghost stories.
That's what I'm saying. They gave their ghost stories already. They're like, it's not like it happens.
So
every
that
year.
means one of two things, Steve. That means that like 5 people listen to us,
or a bunch of people have never seen a ghost. That could be a thing. Never have a ghost story because they never saw a ghost.
Yeah.
That makes total sense, dude.
I guess so. I don't know. Maybe we need.
I don't have a ghost story, so I imagine most people don't.
It was supposed to be like this big show. We were supposed to. There's a couple other things too. Like I want to personally apologize to Jeffrey on this one. Jeffrey actually came through and wrote us a little script and stuff.
We can still do it.
We can and we will, Jeffrey.
We'll still do it.
We will. We have 2 scripts that we're sitting on from Jeffrey that actually can be quite the production. But honestly, it was just I got super busy where this one was going to take a little more from me as far as sound effects and stuff like that, and I couldn't do it. And then of course the whole sickness thing put me down. So Jeffrey, I thank you so much. But we're gonna get to it. I promise you that. But
no
Geek Out Freak Out 5, y'all aren't even ready. Let me tell you that much.
Well, here's the thing: we don't have to wait for Geek. We can put it out during the course of the year.
We totally could.
Time all the time.
Yeah, I say this every time. They're like, you guys aren't ready for the next one. But so. The houses were cool. I didn't think that there was anything super impressive about these houses. They were they were fine.
Yes.
The one house where they put all of the money into, oddly, wasn't the scary house, which was The Weeknd. The artist, The Weeknd, had a haunted maze there, which I'm still trying to figure out why it was there. I don't understand it. Like, I know, like, if you watch the weekend videos, particularly from After Hours, he's got this series of videos where he's dressed in the red suit, carrying a knife, sunglasses, he's all bandaged up and shit.
Yes,
and that's how they incorporate that that's what they incorporate rather into the maze. But it just, Steve and I were both just kind of like, I don't know why why? Like,
money,
why the weekend?
money. Yes.
And how long did we wait for that fucking thing?
An hour and a half, maybe?
Like an hour and a half in line. Each line was roughly an hour and a half. Again,
it was ridiculous.
You got to get rid of some of these people here. But it was fun, Steve. I'll just say that. Like, I was really hoping that we were going to have something where we could just talk about each maze and everything. But the fact of the matter is, it was so crowded that night that we actually missed 2 mazes, and they were supposed to be like some of the best ones, right?
Some
of the best ones.
They said, I was told the Universal Hotel was not good, but the is it Yala?
La Llorona.
La Llorona was fantastic, I heard.
I saw some guy. He said, "Hey, let's go over to El Lorena's."
That'll work.
That'll work. They knew they went in. We didn't.
And he said it was good. I mean, a few people said it was good. I think next year we're gonna have to get the express or the RIP passes.
You want to know something, Steve? I learned something that night.
What did you learn?
Well, because, as I'd mentioned before, I haven't really been drinking. I stopped drinking September 11th of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And but we were out, and I was like, you know what? When it's fun, let's be festive. And I figured, moderation's good. So I did have a couple of beers with you. You had your margarita, your tahine margarita, spicy strawberry tahine margarita, which looked fantastic, by the way. I went with a couple of beers, and you know what? I woke up. I'm going to keep it in the theme of the show with a wicked headache. I threw up in the bathroom.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't throw up, but I actually woke up feeling like shit. And it just told me that, you know what? You tried it out. You wanted to do your little moderation thing. I'm not ready to start drinking again, bud. Like, I did not feel well the next day.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah. And then I had this, I was sitting in the hotel waiting because I called him. I'm like, hey, man, any chance I can get a late checkout? Because I was hurting. And then I ended up door dashing a place called Wake and Late in Los Angeles. It's supposed to be,
smart.
Steve, according to the TikTokers, the best breakfast burrito in LA.
Hey,
dude.
Yes.
I'm just going to have to give a shout out to Wake and Late in LA. Like, if you're in the LA area, you probably know what I'm talking about. But if you're in Los Angeles, you're going to Los Angeles, you're going to be hanging out there. Check out this place called Wake and Late. It is a fucking bomb ass breakfast burrito. Everything in there you could have eaten, Steve, except for one thing. They did have a veggie version rather, but I had the bacon in there too. But it's hash browns, Steve. It's eggs.
Ooh.
It's avocado. It's cotija cheese. It's cheddar.
Come on, dude.
Salsa, and then a cilantro crema that you use for the top. Oh my God, so
fantastic.
Good. Anyway, that's not scary stuff I'm talking about. I'm just talking about my 24
it sounds like
hours in Los
scary
Angeles.
for my stomach. But
I was balling on a budget, man. I had to jam home quick.
But hey, look, you had a good time though, didn't you?
I did, man. I was really happy to get out there and hang out with my buddy Steve Hudson. It was something that I felt it was a long time coming, but I think we have a better idea for next year, Steve. I think next year
RIP passes.
Because according to Bell, we became members of the He-Men Woman Haters Club. Because we didn't bring,
dude.
Favon too. Favon was not happy that she was not on the invite list. And this really wasn't a no girls allowed situation. This was just doing something very quickly at the spur of the moment, rather, so we can get it done. But next year, Steve, I think we hit the nail on the head. I think that we do bring our lovely significant others with us. We also invite Favon and several others, and any listeners from the LA area. You want to come down and hang out with us, do it. But this is what we do, Steve. Yeah. We go to Halloween Horror Nights and we do the fast passes, right?
Yes.
Maybe the RIP, maybe the RIP package deal. We could probably do that because we're G's. The next day, we go next door, if you will, and we hit the Warner Brothers lot and we do that tour as well.
Let's rock and roll. Shake and bake is what I call it.
Yeah, I think we should shake and bake this one, man, because it looks like a lot of fun. We can just take silly pictures. We're in Central Perk. You'd be like, I didn't watch this show, but here I am smiling.
Now, that's probably not going to happen with me, but I feel you, though.
Damn, like you're even like you even hate on the set.
Not going to do it, man.
Wow, you got really weird.
Hey, that man, if I don't know if you got the memo, but Matthew Perry said some terrible things about my boy.
Who?
You didn't read that on Twitter? Yes, you did.
Who did he say something about? Refresh my memory.
Keanu Reeves.
No, I missed this completely.
Okay, real quick. So Matthew Perry says, how is it? Who was he talking about that passed away? He says, I'm gonna get the exact quote. You're gonna laugh. Don't look it up. I want to surprise you.
I know, I won't. I'm waiting.
Okay, here we go. Matthew Perry. Come on. There we go. So he says, why is Heath Ledger dead, but Reeves still walks among us?
Jesus Christ. Chandler Bing, what's your problem? I did see that Matthew Perry is going out on tour. Like he's doing
for his book.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
And on this book, he says that about Keanu, and he got filleted. They're like, you do not say anything about
I know the answer, though. It's because people still want to see Keanu Reeves.
Oh, snap. You think it's hateration?
Take that, Matthew Perry.
Dude, I can't believe he went after. That shows how out of touch he is. He would have known if I would have gone over after anyone, he's not the one to go. And Keanu hadn't said anything yet. He's like,
if this was like 15, 20 years ago, I'd been like, well, someone's drinking some Haterade.
Dude, I think he still is.
Oh, no, he's drinking Haterade. I'm just saying Haterade's an old term.
I don't think it's that old.
It's pretty old, dude. It's pretty old, man.
In this dancery.
Yeah, I mean, it still works. It served the purpose, but who really wants to hear from Matthew Perry anyway? Did you see it? You didn't see the Friends reunion.
I did not. Something's
up with him, dude. I don't know what.
He's still getting over his addictions.
Yeah, I bet. I think he's under that motherfucker, if you ask me. There's something going on with the only person that's more shifty than Matthew Perry right now in Hollywood is our friend Ye.
Oy. That's
Jesus
a horror
Christ.
story.
Not our friend, by the way, but man, I'm loving watching that shit go down.
Dude, you know what I said when I heard he lost his Adidas deal?
What did you say?
Yay.
Oh, I thought you were going to go bigger. I thought you were going to be more grandiose about it.
I'm not going to be too mean.
You know, did you hear what happened in Skechers?
What? Oh, yeah.
He walked into Skechers with a camera crew. And they said, yeah, we don't give a shit if you're a billionaire. Because really, you're not anymore. And then they kicked him out. Loved it.
This is what you get for listening to Candace Owens.
You don't listen to Candace Owens, do you?
Dude, what are you doing? Like, well, this is what you get. That's like his best buddy.
Okay, I just was making sure you were. I thought I misunderstood.
Not me. No, I said that's.
I know. I misunderstood. I was like, you don't listen to Candace Owens. You better stop.
No.
Okay.
Hell no.
All right.
Shoot. All right, here we go. We got some time. You ready for the quiz?
Really, I promise you guys, this is the Geek Out Freak Out 4.
We call it GOFO.
GOFO IV.
Love this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are you ready, Dan?
Yeah, man.
All right. So
it's quiz time?
It's quiz time.
Okay.
6. All right. So out of these 6 stories, I'm going to bring you 6 stories of amazing terror. One of which is total bullcrap. Okay? But the other 5 totally happened. Ripped from the headlines. Number 1.
5 happened. 1 is fake.
Did not. Yes.
That's a lot of quizzes or a lot of questions right there, but let's do it.
All right, here we go. The first one is called The Curse Ships, or we can call it The Cursed Ships.
Okay.
Depending on what side of the Atlantic.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's turn that off there. Wow.
All right. So in 2015, chilling cargo washed up on Japanese shores.
Mm-hmm.
At least 12 wooden boats have been found adrift or on the coast of Japan carrying a chilling cargo. What is that cargo, Dan? The decaying bodies of 22 people. All the bodies were partially skeletonized, and 2 were found without heads, and 1 boat contained 6 skulls. The first boat was found in October, then a series of boats were found in November. True story, Dan.
Do you want me to say true now or wait and hear the other?
True
now. Wait. Oh, so they're like, I got it. I'm guessing individual stories.
Yes.
Got it. Like rounds, if you will. Wow. You know something, dude? I'm going to say it's true.
Okie dokie.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because there's some fucked up people on the sea, man. That could have easily been a pirate situation.
That could have been. All right. So he says true on cursed ships.
I think so.
Now, at any
I know
time
that I'm
during
really not taking a lot of time with this one. Excuse me. I know that I'm not taking a lot of time with this one, but for me, it feels like that's a very real story. Holy shit. Hold on. I'm so
Here's
sorry,
the
guys.
thing: you can change your mind at any point. If you hear another story that's like, nope, that one's okay.
Right on. Okay, cool. Well, so far it's true.
Cursed Axe Murder House is the second one.
Mm-hmm.
A group of paranormal investigators stayed at a haunted house where an axe murder had taken place with the goal of staying overnight. That was their goal.
Okay.
One of them was alone in his room when he started calling for help on a two-way radio. The group found him stabbed in the chest and he was rushed to the hospital. The incident happened around 12:45 a.m., the same time as the original axe murders in 1912. True or false?
Did you mention the year?
No. Nope.
Okay.
Did not.
It's irrelevant. I was just making sure. See, it's the whole same night as 1912 thing that's kind of getting me. Same time, same night.
Same time.
Same time. How many years apart?
This was almost pushing 100 years apart.
Okay. God, there are those. I'm gonna say this one is also a true story.
Okie dokie.
Because it feels fake to me, and usually that's when I'm wrong.
All right, here we go. This story is called The Scratching.
Okay.
A Wisconsin woman called local authorities claiming there was a scratching coming from inside her walls. Later, 3 bodies were extracted from the walls and they were identified as a missing family from Minnesota. And, according to reports, the next tenant also complained of scratching in the walls.
Interesting.
True or
That's
false?
the end of the story?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this one is false.
Okie dokie.
But
yeah.
We don't know where this house was. So if it was out in like the wilderness or something like that, there is a lot of rodents
I
and
will
things
say
that can
it's
get.
in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of wildlife out there, dude, that can get into the walls. I'm going to change my answer, Steve. I'm going to say that one's true as well because wall scratching is pretty much as common as ball scratching.
A lot then for me.
Listen.
All right. This next story is called The Turbine.
Okay.
I should have called it Turbine or not Turbine. That's what I should have done. After randomly attacking his traveling companion while on vacation, an American tourist escaped police custody, crashed a Jeep into an airplane, then killed himself by diving into said airplane's turbine.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That's nice. Let's see. That one's like the most normal story of everything that you've told so far. Like people go crazy all the time. Therefore, I'm going to go against my better judgment. I'm going to say that's the false story. A lot happened. What happened again? He killed his
traveling companion.
While
on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Escaped police custody when caught.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Crashed a Jeep into an airplane, then killed himself by diving into said airplane's turbine.
That's a lot of things that can happen all at once. One right after the other, I should say. And it just seems so normal. I mean, obviously it's abnormal behavior, but that just seems like such a doable thing. I'm going to say that's the false story.
All righty.
I'm terrible at these games, by the way.
No, you're doing well.
I'm talking to the people out there that know the truth. Go ahead.
This is the last one. It's called Ghost Phone.
I haven't just had the desire to change any story yet, by the way.
All right. In 2008, a train crashed in California, killing 25 people, including a man whose relatives continued getting calls from his phone for 12 hours after his untimely demise. And every time they attempted to answer the phone, there was silence on the other end.
Oof. I never told you this, and this is not like a ghost story. This is not, I don't even think I consider it supernatural, being that I'm pretty much an atheist. But when my dad died, I had his number in my phone as Dad.
Yes.
And it rang several times, like over the course of a
Oh,
week.
snap.
And I didn't pick it up for any fucking like. There's even
Jesus.
though I'm saying I'm like, oh no, I'm not picking this fucking line up. So that's a true story. Like I that's it. But oh god damn it, that's possible too.
Yes.
But how many times did it call?
They said
12 times.
no. He said they kept getting calls for 12 hours.
12 hours
Over and over
There's
again.
12. I think I'm going to change my answer, and I'm going to make that the false story.
Okay, let's go over the ones. All right.
Jesus Christ! And
So number one.
give me a review real quick. I might change one more time.
Cursed ships.
Cursed
Cursed-
ships is totally real, but someone. Okay, go on.
Cursed
ships.
axe murder house.
That was the one. Remind me again. Cursed axe murder house.
He's found the paranormal investigator stabbed in the chest.
Yes,
Same time as 1912.
that's right.
The
Okay.
scratching in Wisconsin. Turbine or not turbine. And ghost phone.
I'm going to just flip things all around right now, and I'm going to go with the paranormal investigator being the fake story.
All right, let's go through them all. The cursed ships. True story.
I knew it. I knew that. See, pirates, man.
You did.
Look at me. I am the captain.
Cursed
That
axe
shit
murder
happens.
house. Cursed axe murder house.
Uh-huh.
Paranormal investigator that you
Yeah.
chose. True story.
Damn.
Turbine or not turbine?
I was right, too. Okay. Turbine or not turbine? I
True
went ahead
story.
and went with true story on that one.
It is a true story.
Yeah.
Ghost phone. True story. The scratching I made up.
The scratching. And see, though, the critters, though. See, it's always like the most... the fucking critters. Fuck you, critters. Oh, well, good job anyway, Steve.
I tried,
Nicely
man.
done.
I appreciate
No,
it.
you did a good job. You brought this show around, you gave it some legs, and here we are at the end.
Dude,
You're still carrying the torch, man. I'm back about a quarter mile, like bent over, huffing and puffing.
dude, you were so close though. Like
Yeah.
my thing was I would have been like, man, I should give him props on because the turbine seems so, and that's not even the end of that story.
Oh,
He
what
did
else
a
happened?
lot more stuff. He also climbed a barbed wire fence naked.
Ooh,
get
this
to
dude
a
just had he obviously had a death wish.
Well, here's the thing. He was here's the scary part. Totally normal. His partner went to sleep and woke up with him choking him, having been totally normal their whole lives.
Wow.
It's a crazy story.
Where were they? Was it any place like, that maybe like there's Santeria or some shit like that, or some kind of like voodoo or...
No, I think it was like Australia or something. It was just a normal. He said, when I went to sleep, he was taking laps in the pool next to our resort. All of a sudden I wake up, he's choking me. And then he knocks the guy out with a brick, runs outside, takes off all of his clothes, leads a small chase, climbs a barbed wire fence into an airport, runs, hijacks a Jeep, crashes the Jeep, shears off the top of it, gets out of the Jeep covered in blood and gashes, and then jumps into the turbine. And they have
Hashtag
no idea why.
underachieving.
Dude, he did the most. When I read the
Wow.
story, I was like, stop it. And I go to CNN, and I was like, oh my God, this should be everywhere.
And it makes you wonder, like, is this just something that happens out of pure craziness and you just start, like you're flying by the seat of your pants, basically. You just do one thing and run out and the next thing, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to going, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to hijack this car, then I'm going to hit this and jump into the plane and then jump into the turbine. Is this just this matter of craziness that's just happening blindly in real time?
It could be something as simple as like maybe he had
A hallucination.
Yes, it could be a hallucination. Maybe he had a dormant situation where he wasn't taking his medication, but his partner was like, to my knowledge, he was taking no medication.
And you would think that, the partner would know whether or not he had any kind of schizophrenic tendencies or anything like that.
Dude, it messed up the partner. The partner was like, so anyone can just snap like this. Of course you're not going to date anybody else. You're like, yeah, they could be cool for years and years, and all of a sudden just wake up and I'm jumping into a wind turbine.
I know. Anything can happen. I just woke up right now. There was jizz all over my keyboard, so anything is possible.
Kind of weird, dude. It's kind of
It is
weird. But
very
that
weird.
was Geek Out Freak Out, Dan.
Yeah, guys, listen to me. I'm trying to tell you, know me. I'm always over apologetic. I wish I could have given you more on this one, but honestly, ask Steve. I feel like shit.
He does. He sounded way worse than
It's better that I think I'm glad that I was talking, because I think it was that whole waking up and getting the throat working or whatever. But yeah, I'm trying. I've been using my mute button, which is fantastic for coughing and things like that. But yeah, I'm not feeling well. I've disappointed many people this week.
You have, you haven't. I will say you didn't disappoint me today, Dan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I can just tell you folks at Geek Out, Freak Out 5, you're not even ready. Trust me. We're going to start recording this one on Valentine's Day.
We're still going to get those scary stories out to you, though, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. I honestly, I really want to. I'm hoping that I make a little bit of a turnaround here. I do have a story in the works for you, and if I don't get it out on this episode, I'll some other point, Patreon, some shit. You guys will hear it.
Done deal.
Anyway, yeah, that's it. Steve, I'm feeling like shit. Do me a favor and just lead us out, and then I'll do my little thing.
People, enjoy now, and I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor. Ask you wonderful people to do me a favor. During the course of this year, I want you to pay attention to those weird steps behind you, to that creak in your wall, to that scratch in the ceiling, to those footsteps you swear are just branches cracking. And at the end of the year, please just go ahead and write those down and send it to us on the next Geek Out Freak Out. It'd be much appreciated. I love you guys. Peace.
Scary. What he said, ladies and gentlemen. I came back for one more cameo appearance. It is I, Vampanathon, telling you all to have the happiest of Halloweens. Give out the candy. Get on the roof and throw chicken livers at the children. Put a firecracker by a dog and see what happens. They run like crazy into traffic. You guys be good. I will make this up to you on the next one. Happy Halloween, everybody. Be good to yourselves. Be good to the people around you. Peace.